catching news on 2. Police have detained 19 suspected terrorists, including 8 Abu Sayyaf militants, in major raids across 4 states. The suspects, 11 foreigners and 8 Malaysians, were arrested by the Bukit Aman Special Branch Counter-Terrorism Division following raids in Kelantan, Kuala Lumpur, Selangor and Johor between July 4th and August 30. In the first raid, a 25-year-old Bangladeshi who worked as a temporary teacher at a religious school in Gombak was arrested in Shah Alam on July 4th. He was suspected of being a member of Jamatul Mujahideen Bangladesh, which is a Daesh affiliate. Newly appointed Inspector General of Police, Datuk Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun, in a statement today said the suspect entered Malaysia on September 4th last year under the pretext of furthering his studies. The second raid involved the arrest of a Malaysian and 2 Maldives nationals who were arrested in Johor Bahru on August 7th and August 9th. Datuk Sri Muhammad Fuzi said the next series of raids on August 11th saw a 63-year-old Malaysian retired teacher and 2 Iraqi nationals arrested in Kelantan and Selangor. The country's new top cop said the next batch of arrests on August 15 and August 16th in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor involved a Palestinian man who planned to head to southern Philippines to the Daesh faction there, and an Iraqi man believed to be linked to a Daesh-friendly Albanian terror cell. All suspects were detained under the Security Offences Act, Special Measures 2012, SOSMA. The Transport Ministry has dispatched officers from the Department of Civil Aviation, DCA, to Madagascar to check on suspected debris from MH370. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Liao Tiong Lai, said the move was in accordance with standard operating procedure, which requires for the debris to be couriered back to Malaysia or officers sent to identify the debris.
Oh yes, we have contacted, and in fact, in view of this case, because somebody was assassinated, so we instead of sending the debris here, we send our officers there.
Already?
Yeah, we send our officers here.
Speaking to reporters after opening the World Maritime Day 2017 in Kuala Lumpur today, Datuk Sri Liao advised the public to refrain from making any speculation. He also urged them not to link MH370 or the debris found to last month's alleged assassination of Malaysian Honorary Consul to Madagascar, Zahid Hausin Ali Reza, who was helping in the recovery process of debris. Datuk Sri Liao added that the case has been handed over to authorities for further investigation. Newly appointed Majlis Amanah Rakyat or MARA chairman, Dr. Awang Adik Hussein, is determined to fight corruption throughout his administration. He began his duty today and said that integrity and good governance remain as his top priority. Dr. Awang Adik was selected as the new MARA chairman effective September 1st, replacing Tan Sri Anwar Musa, who had declined to renew his contract as chairman of MARA.
So as a team, I think we'll be making sure that MARA will be clean, and will be transparent. We'll follow the procedures.
He said this at a meet and greet session with MARA management at MARA headquarters in the nation's capital. The former Malaysian ambassador to the United States added that MARA will launch the Gerakan Revolusi Anti Rasuah campaign, or GERAH, on September 13. He also intends to focus on MARA's transformation plan in providing a better service to stakeholders, as well as to strengthen the 3 main wings, namely MARA entrepreneurship, education and investments. Former Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Khalid Abu Bakar has been appointed as the new chairman of Prasarana Malaysia Berhad, replacing Tan Sri Ismail Adam, who completed his term on August 31st, 2017. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak made the announcement in a statement today. Tan Sri Khalid was also appointed as a special envoy to boost ties and cooperation between Malaysia and the international community in combating terrorism, extremism and human trafficking. This is in view of his vast experience and the good ties Tan Sri Khalid had fostered with international security agencies as Inspector General of Police. Tan Sri Khalid retired from the police force yesterday after 40 years of service. Meanwhile, the 11th Inspector General of Police, Datuk Sri Fuzi Harun, made a courtesy call to the Prime Minister, Datuk Sri Najib, at the Sri Perdana building. Datuk Sri Fuzi was previously Bukit Aman Special Branch Director and had once held the position as the Executive Director of PDRM. Malaysia will likely escape the El Nino and La Nina phenomenon this year based on normal readings of the temperature of the sea surface in the Pacific Ocean. Natural Resources and Environment Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said regular readings were expected in the projection for the next 6 months. He said La Nina is possible if the sea surface temperature gets colder and if otherwise it will be El Nino, adding that currently the average temperature readings are normal.
Sama ada berlakunya fenomena El Nino ataupun La Nina ini menggunakan Lautan Pasifik itu ada menjadi satu durungan. Kalau kepanasan di Lautan Pasifik itu dalam tahap-tahap yang tertentu dia akan mendurungkan satu-satu perkara berlaku.
He said this after chairing the National Haze and Hot Weather Committee meeting today. Datuk Sri Wan Junaidi said the Meteorological Department predicted that the hot weather would end by October, while the transition to the northeast monsoon would happen in mid-November, with 4 to 5 episodes of heavy rain. However, he said flash floods were possible in city centres due to poor drainage and irrigation and burst riverbanks. The Drainage and Irrigation Department has been told to conduct a holistic study on the capacity of culverts in cities. An individual was remanded to facilitate investigations into the fire involving almost 60 houses in Kampung Titingan at midnight today. According to Tawau Police Chief ACP Fadil Marsus, the suspect, aged 47, had burnt his rented home after failing to pay rent. According to statements made by the villagers during preliminary investigations, the fire had started from the home of the suspect, known as Tala. Investigations on the fire remain ongoing and the suspect was remanded in accordance with the Section 117 of the Criminal Procedure Code. The number of victims involved following the incident as of 3 p.m. is 331 victims from 62 families. Now, the Terengganu Fire and Rescue will take in 164 rescue personnel for the 2017 and 2018 session. All of them will be placed in 12 stations throughout the state in an effort to strengthen rescue services. State Fire and Rescue Department Director Azlimin Mohammad Noor said the additional officers is a precaution to prepare against the monsoon season this year. 60 posts will be opened this year, while the rest will be next year. Applications will be open from today until September 11, and the decision will be made on October 1st. Terengganu residents aged 18 and above who are in good health are welcome to apply for placement at fire and rescue stations in Chukai, Marang, Jalan Kota, Cheneh, Kijal, Wakaf Tapai, Dungun, Kuala Berang, Jerteh, Setiu, Kemaman and Besut.
Boleh dah mendapatkan borang-borang tersebut di balai-balai yang berdekatan ataupun boleh terus kepada laman web Jabatan Bomba dan Penyelamat Malaysia www.bomba.gov.my.
He was speaking to reporters after the Aidil Adha Kurban event at the Terengganu Fire and Rescue Department headquarters. A new policy and initiative under the 2018 budget is in the pipeline to encourage the involvement of more women into the workforce. Second Finance Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani is confident that the increase will support the country's growth.
United Nations survey, in this region, if we can involve women to participate in economic activity, dia boleh bagi add up values in terms of our GDP in the region by approximately about $89 billion. So yeah, that's why we want.
Datuk Sri Johari said this after his speech at the Global Women Trade Summit held in Kuala Lumpur today. In 2016, the participation rate of women in the workforce increased to 54.3% compared to 46% in the past 8 years. The amount is equivalent to 700,000 female workforce, which is estimated to contribute an additional 0.3% to Malaysia's GDP per year. The Global Women's Trade Summit is a platform to integrate women entrepreneurs in various aspects by discussing aspirations and issues for business expansion to an international level. Malaysia is the host country for the conference, which is also attended by 12 countries, which include Australia, China, Singapore, Russia and India. Under the theme, Women Add to the Global Economy, the summit was launched by Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim. In her opening speech, Datuk Sri Rohani reiterated the ministry's aim to increase the number of women entrepreneurs of both small and medium industries by 10% come year 2020.
In Malaysia, women-owned enterprises account for 90.7% of the SMEs. The highest number of these establishments are in the service sector. Many successful regional women entrepreneurs coming out of Malaysia.
The summit also highlighted international thought leaders, successful entrepreneurs and corporate leaders to share their ideas and experiences with the participants. Also present at the summit was Second Finance Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani. Car Trade Group and Koperasi Pelaburan Amanah Berhad today introduced Quick Ride, a program which provides leased vehicles to eligible Uber drivers. KAPB Executive Chairman Dato' Ilyas Mohamad said Quick Ride, which uses the Protons platform as a vehicle provider and Uber as the e-call company, is open to the unemployed, graduates who have yet to obtain employment, and also those who wish to earn extra income. Dato' Ilyas said those interested only need to pay a deposit of 1,000 ringgit apart from a monthly lease of 45 ringgit for a Proton Saga and 55 ringgit for a Proton Persona.
The drivers can apply online or go to our office and apply. And when they apply, they have to open an account with CIMB Bank. CIMB Bank will not be open an account. Okay. I restart again. When they apply, we process, and Uber also will process. Uber process certain things. We process credit fee, credit checking. Then once they are successful, they sign an agreement, pay 1,000, and we have induction.
Dato' Ilyas said that drivers would only need to pay for the vehicle's fuel and tyres, while Proton and KAPB will pay for the vehicle's maintenance, road tax and insurance. 10,000 drivers are expected to register with the program within the next 2 years. To date, Quick Ride has received 400 applications, mostly from unemployed graduates. Maybank Islamic Berhad is targeting a growth of 8% for its financing assets. Maybank Islamic Chief Executive's Officer Dato' Muhammad Rafiq Merikan said that growth is supported by a strong demand from various industries, including the consumer and corporate segments.
We still need to see a broad-based growth in all industries, and currently I think some industries continue to actually go through a period of bit more challenges, and I think when it comes to growth, it will probably not be as widespread as what we've seen in the past, but we think that with the strong GDP numbers that are coming through for the first 2 quarters of this year, that momentum will actually start to show stronger growth for loans as well as for financing.
Datuk Muhammad Rafiq said this to reporters on the sidelines of the Islamic Banking and Finance Media Workshop 2.0 in Kuala Lumpur today. He added that the Sharia-based financing has been expanding rapidly since 5 years ago. Its growth is 2 times more compared to conventional banking. Bank Negara Malaysia is expected to finalise standards for the electronic Know Your Customer or EKYC by October this year, after receiving comments from industry players. Assistant Governor Jessica Chew Cheng Lian said this following this, the existing requirements for face-to-face verifications for onboarding new customers would be removed for companies that received approval to conduct EKYC. According to Chew, BNM will soon issue a proposed regulatory parameter for the conduct of EKYC processes for remittance transactions. She said this while delivering her keynote address at the opening of the 3rd Money Services Business Asia Pacific Conference 2017, MAPC 2017, in Kuala Lumpur today. Chiu said that regulatory changes to facilitate innovation remained extremely important to BNM as it continued to provide an environment that encourages innovation in the financial industry, including in the money services business sector. The Johor Bahru City Council MBJB is targeting a revenue of 446.2 million ringgit next year under the 2018 MBJB budget. This follows the council's positive improvement of reaching their annual target since 2015. According to Johor Bahru Mayor Rahim Nin, 152 million ringgit will be allocated for development expenses in the district next year. The budget is a response to government policies for local authorities in practicing a surplus budget that will be used for the benefit of the community.
Kita akan buat pelbagai infrastruktur kemudahan untuk warga bandaraya, seperti kita nak pastikan mana-mana jalan, lampu jalan, peparitan, khususnya perkara yang berkaitan dengan banjir kilat. Kita mengambil tindakan untuk kita dapat mengatasi dan kita harapkan usaha-usaha kita untuk mengatasi banjir kilat ni.
The budget is expected to give a positive impact in ensuring the city's sustainability and to be ranked an international city by the year 2020. Meanwhile, MBJB has, from January to July, collected a revenue of 253 million ringgit, which is 63% from the targeted 386.3 million ringgit. The amount is expected to be achieved by the end of this year. Iskandar Malaysia continued to attract investments totaling 24.2 billion ringgit from 2006 until 31st August 2017. The investor confidence increased as Iskandar Malaysia led as a smart territory in ASEAN for the third phase of its development by 2016 until 2025, thus creating a momentum towards a digital economy at Iskandar Malaysia. Earlier, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak witnessed the agreement and signing of 3 Memorandum of Understanding between Iskandar Regional Development Authority, IRDA, Telekom Malaysia, Frost & Sullivan and ASRI. The first signing of MOU was with TM for initiatives related to research, innovation and city monitoring. The MOU will enable TM to implement suitable smart services such as security and protection, smart mobility services across the city and a resident portal. 2 other MOUs between IRDA and Frost & Sullivan and IRDA and ASRI will work together for the Iskandar Malaysian Urban Observatory IMUO in the design, development and implementation of IMUO. Meanwhile, an agreement was made between IRDA and University Technology Malaysia for the Kursi Iskandar Malaysia at UTM, aimed at empowering the research and development of Iskandar Malaysia. Iskandar Malaysia also targets to become the ASEAN Industrial Hub, in line with the objectives of the ASEAN Economic Community Blueprint 2015 to attract new investments. The Prime Minister had earlier chaired the IRDA meeting at the Bangunan Perdana Putra in Putrajaya today. Moving on to football, 4-time champions Thailand kicked off their 2018 AFF Under-18 Championships with a 3-0 win over Timor-Leste in a Group A encounter. After their counterpart won a successful gold medal at the recently concluded SEA Games, the Under-18 Thai football team began their campaign in the AFF Under-18 Championship with a huge win. The Thais had the ball in the net after just 3 minutes following an error by goalkeeper Giorgino. But Naravid Kausantia's long-range goal was ruled off after teammate Ekanit Panya was deemed to be interfering with the play from an offside position. The boys in black dominated proceedings and eventually got the breakthrough in the 42nd minute. Ekanit Panya made amends this time with a long-range shot to separate the sides going into the break. Timor-Leste had a chance to equalize when play resumed, but Celso Garcia failed to make it count when he put his header over the bar from close range in the 57th minute. Thailand were awarded a penalty in the 82nd minute after Joao Martin handled the ball and substitute Natawut Chutiwat made no mistake from 12 meters out. A third arrived just before the end with another substitute, Chaiwat Wirakichapanich, putting his name on the score sheet. Thailand next faces Laos tomorrow. And that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story today, DCA officers sent to Madagascar to identify possible MH370 debris. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching.